People want to make us feel bad about not suffering. To suffer is not a flex. Me, man, I had to grind. You see where I am, no, bro. It's not a flex.
In fact, it's not supposed to be.
Mandarin is where I would take my kid to learn business management, shipping, AI, programming. So your mother or father doesn't care about finding that information, researching about that information. That's why he's still taking you to tax, Cellborn, General Smarts.
So, is it possible to make it even without the traditional system or education? In our times, indeed, I bear no qualification in what I do as a corporation or in my personal business. Everything that I know has been through meeting with people who are in the industry, talking to those people, serving under those people. It's been a lot of research. I spend time researching.
Bongani Mnguni. Bongani Mnguni is a Vaal Sebokeng-born music producer, recording and mixing engineer, musician, acoustic engineer, assessor, moderator, and training consultant.
BA.
What's up, my dog?
Oh, man. I always tell Benny if I have to truthfully answer that question, like it would be a lot. But for now, I'm good, bro. I'm good. I'm good. Thanks for asking. How are you?
I'm fantastic, my brother. God is
Beautiful.
good. God is wonderful.
Indeed.
You know what I'm
Always.
saying? All the time.
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming. You come from my hood, dog.
Mhm.
You know, I always have something to say about my hood.
Yeah.
But when I hear such by the way, I know a lot of creatives in my hood and people that are behind the scenes and things like that.
Mhm.
So when Benny sent me your profile, I was like, I don't know this guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, which is shocking, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
Because if I knew you,
Yeah.
I feel like most people
Yeah.
that come from creative, they wouldn't be sitting there on the blueprint.
Okay.
Most.
Okay.
Not all,
Yeah.
but most.
Mhm.
And I'll tell you why. But anyway, before we get into it, welcome.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Tell us a little bit about growing up in the Vaal. In the spaces that you have been in now, right? What do you feel you did differently between what you do now and someone adulting started the same time as you, Uduzigasi, doing nothing? Or maybe they're doing something, but they're still kokasi. What do you think you did differently to get these accolades?
Thanks again. Thank you for having me.
Got you.
I was actually talking to Benny just yesterday. If I am really that interesting for me to be on this way to come in to hang out with you guys. But to answer your question, I think it's really just based on how people perceive the V, right? There's always been this idea. I was telling his name eludes me now. Toby, there you go. Earlier, just before you actually walked in, about how I understand how Joburg is to the Vaal. Joburg is like what America is to South Africa. Everything is big, and if you compare Joburg to the Vaal, everything here looks big. However, things are not necessarily big. People have used limited resource or what they have to create a platform, and it bears substance, right? I hope I'm not derailing, but I wanna get to the point. So what I'm saying, everybody perceives the Vaal to be this place that is just probably one gate that we all drive into, and it's a farm. And there are kids by the gate, and when we drive in, people throw 2 rands to our kids. People have the idea that the V is behind, but that has now imparted itself in people from the V. And what I was saying to you earlier, with regards to perception and how people in the V are. The difference with me is truly just fortune, man. Undeserved favor, grace. Because I was fortunate enough to be exposed to places like Joburg, where speaking to peers back home, Joburg is it's non-existent, bro. Like, people don't even know about a place called Joburg back home. No, like,
what?
that's the reality. No. Facts. There are people who do not even, in their mind, they've never caught a taxi from the V to Joburg.
And these are the people you're arguing with on Facebook. You need to on Facebook. But the person has never even seen what a flight looks like. He hasn't been to the beach.
You're taking it far. You're taking it far. But that's the reality of, especially like kids of where I grew up. I grew up in Zone 3, Sebokeng. And the young kids that I grew up with, some of them are still doing...
Still now, 2025, bro.
In 2025, they're doing the same thing that, okay, not that they were doing when we grew up, but they're, like, life is just normal. Like, it's cool just to idle, just to chill the whole day, go home, eat, go back to where you were chilling by the shop.
Yeah.
And that's their life. I think for me, I'm fortunate. Like, God has really blessed me to expose me to situations that have sort of ignited something else. I've seen that there's something else except how perception of home is. And I hope I didn't butcher or destroy the V.
No. You can never. We always. Well, I. Nah, I don't
hope
think.
I didn't.
I destroy. You know why? Because the problem I have with the Vaal, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm always refreshed when no one knows me. Like when Benny introduced me to someone I don't know and they don't know me from the Vaal. I love that because the Vaal, if it doesn't understand what you're doing, they try to pull you back to where they are. You understand? It's never like, what is this person doing? Let's help them to maybe change things. And I can make so many references, right? I can mention so many projects that were tried in the Vaal and didn't succeed because someone felt inferior because they're not getting involved in that thing and they're not called because, you know what I'm saying? If you don't call that person, that thing will never happen, you know?
Yeah.
And it's always been that. So with you, going back to you, is I'm going to ask this again. What was it that I get God blessed you, but what did he bless you with as the 16-year-old? Because there's a 16-year-old you, zone 3, zone 10.
Okay.
Wow. They all gonna either do something. What was that one thing, if it was, think about when you were 16. That 16-year-old. What did you do differently? Where did you go? Who did you ask? Did you take the first taxi? That's what I want to understand.
Again, it goes, for clarity's sake, I was born in Zone 3, Sebokeng. But by the time I was 16, I was already kind of exposed to city lights. Living in town. Maybe let me put it that way.
By 16?
Yeah, by 16, I was living in city lights. But still growing up in the hood. Like, I mean, my grandmom's house is in the hood. And I think if you're African, you know, if it's holidays, you are shipped to your grandmother. You know that.
So your parents moved to Joburg?
No, not Joburg. Still in the Vaal, but when I say city lights, I mean suburb side of life, where Vaaldrift, I don't know if you're familiar with Vaaldrift. Yeah, by the time I was 16, I was already living in Vaaldrift.
Yeah.
For clarity's sake.
Okay, cool.
But what was it that put me, or aside from your question again, sorry.
My question again, it's you're 16.
Yeah.
Okay, let me put it like this. I owe my success and my how can I put it? Environment.
Yeah.
Change.
Yeah.
Schools that I went to.
Okay, yeah.
To my mom.
Okay.
Mina.
Yeah.
Mina. Someone else was just saying I had nobody. I had to figure this shit out. Now I owe it to my mom because she was like, I'm not going to stay in Sharkville. Right? My mom is from Sharkville, right?
That's big of you to acknowledge that, yeah.
I'm not going to stay in Sharkville. I need to go into Pretoria.
Yeah.
That's where my child will get the best education. That's where my child... So I owe it to that. It's not because I think if I was 16 still in Sharkville, I would never been.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? I
hear you. I hear
you understand?
Yeah.
I was gonna be Kokasi.
Yeah.
Doing luxury management. Definitely.
Luxury management. No, I hear you. I hear you. I think you and I share the same sentiment, and that's so big of you to acknowledge that. You and I share the same sentiment. I'm also grown up or raised by self-employed parents who wanted the best for their kids.
Yeah.
Shout outs to my pops. My pops, I won't say how old I am, but there is no plate of food that I know that comes from, excuse me if it's gonna be controversial, but from a bus. Meaning my pops, by the time I was born, my pops was a business owner. And this dude really wanted the best for his kids. So he also, I share the same sentiment. He ensured that we go to good schools. Not the best, but great schools. Good schools.
That's what I want to be. You see what I mean?
That's what you mean.
And we cannot be shy about that. People want to make us feel bad about not suffering. To suffer is not a flex. Me, man, I had to grind. You see where I am? Bro, it's not a flex.
In fact, it's not supposed to be.
It's not supposed to be like that. Your parents were supposed to work hard enough to protect you and put you in environments that, because at the times everybody had the same opportunity. There was nothing to say. Now we can say, and you are working hard for your kids to be able to say, my parents put me in a position where I can do better. Because if I had a kid, I'll tell you how old I am, right? I'm 38, right?
Okay.
So if I had a kid right now, I would teach, that kid wouldn't learn Afrikaans. It's useless. Okay. That kid wouldn't, it's useless. You understand what I'm saying? Because I understand where I am, right? It's useless. Mandarin. Mandarin is where I would take my kid to learn. Business management, shipping, AI, programming, anything. That's where I would groom. So your mother or father doesn't care about finding that information, researching about that information. That's why he's still taking you to tax.
Okay.
Selborne, General Smarts. I was angry with my cousin to say, why are you still taking this boy to General Smarts, bruh? There's nothing he's gonna learn. Literally nothing but drugs. I am telling you this now. Am I wrong?
Hey man, I take it personally. I'm a smarty.
Yeah. Back in the days, no.
No. I hear you. Yeah.
Smarty.
Yeah. No. I think I would say in my times, smart was
smart with those blazers and back in the days. But I'm talking about now, dog. Would you take your kid to Smart?
Oh no.
I don't know about back in your days. Smart was a good school.
No, it was, dog.
Your days like now, by the way.
How old is he?
Nah, he's young, bro.
How old is young?
I'm younger than you.
Definitely. Everyone's younger.
I'm younger than you. We're the same age.
What is the same age?
We went to preschool together.
Oddly.
I found a photo of us last night. Oh. Sorry, my bad.
Friends.
I found a photo of us when we were like 5.
Wow.
Same class. Yeah, he's young.
What is young? Guys, why are you scared of him?
I'm 34.
That's fucking not young. That's not young. That's not young. But it's prime. Né?
Yeah.
I think it's prime. Going back to you, Benny, take one.
I wanna
derail.
Yeah. What you said about parents.
Yeah.
I'd like to say this. I wanna send a special shout out to our parents. What you said, man, about parents who work hard for their children to be, and not that some parents whose children are not doing well, it's your fault, whatever. We're just saying parents need to be celebrated for the sacrifice they make. I mean, if the same question were to be posed at me, I had a controversial upbringing, but my mother, man, and I never really admit this, but my mother is the reason why I was able to do the things I'm doing. And the reason and again, like you're saying, there's no, I'm smart, I come from here, I come from that. There were sacrifices that my mother made for me before I could even think, that put me on a train track that was leading me to a better place than my peers. Because we have homies where we come from that we grew up with that are on the streets now. I met a friend I was in high school with last week outside the shop, and he looked like he's staying on the streets. And I asked him to please come back. I actually want to teach him how to cut hair so he can make money for himself on the streets.
Shout out.
And this is someone we were friends with just under 10 years ago. So there is no amount of hard work that you could have put in that if your mother didn't lay that foundation for you, would have worked out. And for me, my mother. And you're seeing the same thing. And you're seeing your pops too. Our parents, guys.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Anyway, so you come up from the Vaal. Let's jump. So you come up from the Vaal. And now you're doing big things.
Am I?
Yes.
Okay.
There's something we also need to correct. Homie's humble. Like, the things he's doing, I'm going to send you, we're going to work it out. I'm going to send you some of the work he does. The people he's worked with, the studios he's built. This humble thing, he's really done some things.
Yeah.
He's really, the hip hop museum itself, all those acoustics, that's him.
You built the hip hop museum?
I did not build the hip hop museum.
Okay.
So there's a guy, mentor of mine and good friend of mine. He's a brother, Neil T, Neil Thurston. And Neil T, Neil T is commissioned to build the hip hop museum, right? And I am an acoustics engineer. I design and manufacture pretty much, let's call them these things here.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Well, that's
Sounds,
sound absorption panels.
Yeah.
So that's one of the products that we sell.
Okay.
Or one of the products that we manufacture. And Neil T brought me in to supply the acoustics and also like be part of the project for acoustics. That's how I fit into the hip hop museum story.
What's along that, dog?
In terms of what? Like what?
Yeah, like what do you guys build? Like, I know there's a hip hop museum.
Yeah.
I've never been. That's how much, like...
It's right here, by the way.
I know.
Yeah.
I've never been. I've seen photos.
Yeah.
Never been interested to go. What like, if someone is talking about, okay, I get it, what Osmic did.
Yeah.
Which is amazing.
It is.
But at the same time, I don't see enough people saying, Kakola, you guys are getting more tourism attraction there, I'm guessing.
I'm not part of the hip hop museum.
Oh,
to be specific.
yeah.
But to give you maybe my understanding of what Osmic does, or what the hip hop museum is all about. In fact, one is the studio that we built, or Neil T built, and I was part of it, being humble. But also, pretty much, man, it's a beautiful space for you to really check out. Like, it documents South African hip hop, and there's so much that, like, when it comes to South African hip hop history.
So you were AKA got
not just AKA, but
optical illusion
from the days of your guys like Reddy D.
Also overseas.
No, Reddy D is
Reddy D's from
Cape Town, South Africa.
Reddy D, the DJ.
The DJ.
Shit, yeah.
So there's so much documentation or documenting of South Africa's hip hop story. And that place is truly dedicated to that. And shout out to Osmic for creating
no
that
shout out
space.
here to Osmic. Telling I don't do podcasts. Bro, listen to this guy, bro. I don't do podcasts. What you did to Black Slim that he doesn't do podcasts. Bro, you know what? Let me just it's fine. Stay there, nigga.
So tell us then about your company, Acoustics Co.
So
that's the bridge to all of this, right? Your company, like your company is the one that connects to all the work that you've been doing.
Yes,
indeed. So I am the founder and CEO of a company called the Acoustics Company, formerly registered as Acoustics Co. And pretty much what Acoustics Co is, we're specialists, particularly in industry or in South Africa, in isolation and treatment and studio designing or designing of listening spaces.
Yeah.
So we pretty much just make a space suitable to listen to, either it be audio or just make it pleasant to listen to anything in.
Why is that important?
Why is acoustics important? Because acoustics pretty much have an influence on how we hear things. because we hear two sources of sound. Okay. We hear direct sound. Let me just make an example with, my voice. What you're hearing now is direct sound, which comes from my voice, but also you're hearing reflected sound, what bounces off walls and then gets to your ear. So consider a room that has an echo. If you're in a big space or an open space with high ceilings and far walls, and perhaps you clap in that space, I think you'd note your clap would sort of be, I don't know if we've noted that. That explains how you hear noise, because the first clap that you hear is actually direct sound, but the second clap you hear, or the delayed clap you hear, is reflected sound that bounces off walls and therefore comes to your ears. So if you're a mix engineer and you mix music, room characteristics have an influence on what you hear from your studio monitors. So sometimes you'd be mixing a song, and based on room characteristics, you find, I know every aspiring mix engineer has had this situation where they're in their room, they're mixing a song, and finally when they're done mixing that song, you go to a CD player. Now we're exposing our age.
Yeah, but 34. DVD.
Or DVD. Yeah, but you go to your stereo in your car and you play the music, and it sounds boomy, it sounds a certain way, but in your room it sounds proper.
Yes.
The influence is the space itself. So the product that we manufacture and we design and install is to dampen spaces, to do away with reflected sound so that it's absorbed and you hear more of direct sound than room characteristics. That's the business we're in.
Damn. Bro, your business is so interesting. In it.
It's an industry for a
because
very niche
that
market.
skill, it's like that skill, it's got money, ne? Because that skill is not something that everybody now is trying to be an entrepreneur of events. Or entrepreneur. It's the same thing, dog. It's the same thing. So you are in the space where, so let me say I invite you.
Yes, sir.
Ne?
Yeah.
And I say I'm having Vaal Pride by the River on the 6th of September. There go Caravan Park. Ne? See how big the space is. So they would ask us for noise, King. There's noise level.
Noise assessment and evaluation.
Do you do that?
That we also do.
That is dope.
We do acoustic evaluation. Noise level evaluation.
So you can come and tell me, I can hire you and say, listen to this sound that I just did, 120,000.
Yeah.
Are they playing? Are you able to hear it and assess it to say that they're on the right side, or you're not on that when you talk about sound? Like what else besides you building the studio and stuff like that? What else skill do you have? Like, if I had to put you in eventing, would you still be able to?
I'd be able to also participate in that industry, because I come from a background of church. I grew up in church where sound was a thing. I'm a musician also.
Nice.
So
rap?
Not anymore.
Hey, Lona. Everyone in the Vaal is a rap.
No, oddly I produce house music.
That's why I probably don't know you, because all the 40-year-olds rappers hate me, all of them. Because I said, give it up already, bro. Like, give it up, bro. Like, on a little optical illusion, man. Yeah.
I
boom,
did.
Boom, bam.
I did.
Boom, bam.
Boom bam.
Boom bam.
Yeah,
you did that.
Yeah. I'm an optical illusions fan.
I knew it. All the niggas, bro. Okay, alright. Anyway, going back to your business, I'm very, very interested in that. Right now, when did you register it?
In 2017.
That is dope.
Officially.
Yeah. Right. The type of businesses that are coming to you, are they international or they're local?
Local, private, commercial also.
Is there influx of services that you're doing right now, or it comes drips and drabs?
Again, you must remember the industry I'm in. One is, I would say, it's a niche market. It's not for everybody. The inquiries are widely spread, where you can do a studio worth X amount of money.
Boo!
Yeah, say the money.
You can do a studio that's worth 150,000 rand.
Dang.
At the same time, you can do.
Is that all profit?
Not all profit.
Okay.
No, I can't say what profit would be, but
yeah,
but you can do a studio that's worth, in order like the construction and building the space, it would be worth, let's say, 150,000. At the same time, you can have a space that is literally a bedroom studio that's a 10 grand or 15 grand job.
Oh, yeah.
You get what I mean?
Yeah.
So the market is quite widespread, and for me personally, in terms of majority of the inquiries we actually get, I think it's mainly from people who aspire to, or people who come across the conversation of acoustics.
Yeah.
In fact, majority of the people that I've spoken to are people with small spaces. They've got a dedicated room in their home, and they're trying to make that room suitable for recording, for mixing, for mastering. So that's majority of the people that we do. But big projects do come then and then. Most recent one was Questa.
Nice.
We did a space for Questa, for Putsenzo. That's what I prefer to call him.
You're not that old, eh? Guys, like, you're like literally like 3 years older. What Putsenzo and whatever. Like, we are 3 years. Like, we're not that old.
Yeah.
Shout out to Questa.
Yeah.
How much did you quote him?
I cannot say. I cannot say, if that's okay.
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Please.
What is one of the most impressionable jobs you've done? Either as the person who you're like, wow, or as the project itself. Maybe let's say one of each.
Best memorable project, and also one that stands out. I think I would say Sasta. We did a space over in Pretoria under Trioda. There's a corporation called Trioda, owned by Mr. Langanani Mafune. And he brought us in. We acoustically treated a space for the South African Agency of Science and Technology Advancement. That's one of the spaces that I could say we did best there.
Numbers. Hey, you see, the thing about podcast, people are sleeping right now. What's 1.5 billion? This person's like, yeah. Because one thing about me and podcasts, where I'll be listening to a podcast, right?
Yeah.
Till someone starts, and Shopify made 1 million. I'm like,
talking numbers.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
Numbers.
You know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
No,
you know
I
what I'm saying?
hear
People
you.
want to get inspired, but I understand protecting the brand of Questa, but at the same time, without mentioning people's names.
Yeah.
What would you, the industry you're in?
Yeah.
Is it scalable?
Scalable in what sense? Is
when you scale something, it means that you get to decide how much you make. I get to decide in the business that I am, which is dropshipping, e-commerce, how much I make.
Yeah.
Right? I get to decide because of the products that I list in, where I market, the product that I'm like, I get to decide. Some people don't get to decide. It's like if a client comes to me, then I'm getting paid. But if a client doesn't come to me, you know what I'm saying? Even it doesn't matter how much marketing you can put.
Yeah.
It actually does. How much marketing you can put into it. But because it's so niched down, it's for my business, as much as it's niched of doing it, but it's not niche to the market. So how big of a market do you have?
The market is there, man. The market is really there, I think. And I don't wanna put myself on this
You're so humble, bruh. No, I've never thought I could find someone more humble than Benny.
Oh, wow.
Damn, bruh. Like now, you see.
No, what I wanted to say is that I'm not gonna put myself there and be like, I am this best thing. My shortfalls are essential so that the story is real. It's like what I always say when we talk about social media. Social media is so polished. Like that's why we see good moments, but we don't know what happens in the background. So my downfall, to answer your question, market is there. Market is big. Do I define the market? I greatly do, based on the quality of the product that I sell. And do I therefore create, or do I command, or what is the word? Do I command like the market itself? Yes, indeed I do, based again on the quality of the product. But very importantly, I think my greatest failure is I do not put the work in there to market the business itself, which is a good thing in my interpretation, based on the level and quality of the service that we provide. We've never had to say, hi, this is Bongani Mnguni from the Acoustics company. This is what we do. Questa, I did not call. He called me. Trioda, I did not call. They called me. Idols, I did not call. They called me because they heard from somebody else that if you want the job done, this is the dude you should call. Do you get what I mean?
They don't call you. Don't call me, nigga. I call you, nigga. You call me, man.
So, your company's doing well. You've got good projects. At what point do you say, I need... Because he has multiple streams of income.
All right.
So at what point do you say, okay, fine, I'm going to say, let me diversify what I'm getting. So your company is doing well. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
But at what point do you say, I need to make other streams of income? And then where does the time factor come in?
By the way,
do you do?
By the way, it did not start with the Acoustics company. So like as the profile says, I am a training consultant by profession.
Okay.
And I specialize in mining, health and safety, and occupational health and safety based training.
Hectic.
So legislative training.
So the gets on.
These glasses help me.
You know, you know when you're about to sit with a smart guy, you just look at the lens of his glasses. And you're like, this is why.
So I've been in training, or I've been a training consultant for well over a decade now. I work for a corporation called Human Resource Training Center, and that's pretty much what we specialize in. We specialize in legislative training.
So you do have a 9 to 5. Besides, is it a 9 to 5 or you're a consultant, like a freelancer?
It's flexible.
Flexible.
Yeah, but there's reasons behind why it's flexible.
Because you're good at it.
Because it's my dad's company.
I love parents who are, shout out to your dad, man. Can you do a shout out to your dad there, man?
Shout outs to
Pops for being who you are, man. You know what I'm saying?
No, man, definitely, man. I can't take it away from my dad, man. My dad has done his best.
Nah?
Not just for me, for my sisters and for my mom. Like he made sure that we become the products that we are. That is why when my older sister leaves school, she doesn't put in CVs. My dad says,
come and work.
Come home.
Guys, this is beautiful. That's what I've always wanted. Just that I've got dumbass nephews. Oh my God, yo. Oh, my mom was like, make a kid then. I'm like, by the time that kid needs to take over, I'll be dead, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh my God. Oh, that is beautiful, bro. Like, that's what I've always wanted for like black families, nah?
And again, congratulate those parents.
Indeed.
Like, that's what you're supposed to be doing.
Nah?
Shout out.
Yep.
So, okay, so that company, so you're flexible, you work as a consultant. That's what BA is.
Yeah, as a training consultant, yeah. Okay. By training consultant, I mean that's what my job description specifies.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. What else do you do?
So, acoustics, as we've spoken about, training and development. I always get corrected. I used to always say development. Development. It took some time to learn to say development. But anyway, yeah. So I'm in training also. I speak.
Okay.
I'm in production. I'm a musician. I'm a mix engineer. I'm a mastering engineer, aspiring mastering engineer.
Yeah.
I don't trust my ears enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's quite a lot of things that, I've found opportunity in, and also to participate not only just for money, but because I'm passionate about them. Yeah.
When the pockets are full, the passion can be,
I believe that too.
Yeah, because you passionate. You can't.
You can't.
When the pockets are full, you can chase a passion. Okay. But if the pockets are not full, you can't have a passion.
Yeah,
it's true, right?
When reality then hits certain things, you tend to see that this one the pockets are not being full. So yeah, let's pocket for passion. And focus on what indeed brings in the bag.
Let's bring it back to the blueprint. So is it scalable? You've answered that. How do you teach someone, and how do you give everyone watching at home cues on how to get where you are? Because I think in answering this question, please also go back to your education and how that contributed into you being where you are, and then give us how to do it. Like, give us the blueprint to how can we be where you are now, not just as a CEO and a businessman, but I mean, you have other streams of income too.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you model that and translate it to everyone watching to say, this is how you can do it? But let's start with your education and how that built to where you are.
Okay. So pretty much, firstly, when it comes to traditional means of education, which I probably think the question is based on that, by which schools I went to and all that. So my education story is like this. So leaving high school, I've always wanted to study sound engineering. Like, that's one of the things that have never left me. But because of how our parents are or how they grew up, and them looking at a career like audio technology or sound engineering, it was like, nah, there's no money in this for you. I always ask my mom and my pops that if there was no money, why am I working for Human Resource Training Center? But the point I wanted to get to, initially I aspired to study sound, and that did not work out, or at home it wasn't allowed that I go do that or pursue that as a career. But then officially then studied graphic design and web development, and then did my 2 years. Post my 2 years, got into employment or started working, but all the courses that I in fact conduct training on, or all the courses I am an assessor or I can conduct outcomes-based assessment on, I am formally qualified for. So over the years, there have been national certificates in occupational health and safety. There has been learning programs that I have gone through that I then now specialize in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Then, so education was important. The graphic design,
it wasn't important, dog. Did you listen?
Education was not important.
It wasn't important. Did you listen to what this guy said?
No,
he was all over the place.
Yeah, but the national stuff, like the certificates.
No, it was not. It was never.
Remember
what you were saying?
No. What I was saying is, from a traditional sense of what education is.
B is right.
That is how I got to where I am now. Remember now, sorry to interject, everything that I possess as a qualification that's related to my job is based on it being a mandatory requirement.
Yes.
So but also furthermore, another disclaimer, I'm still passionate about what I do.
Yes.
Because it involves speaking, and I love to talk. I love to speak to people.
Okay.
So, but when it comes to, let's say, a national certificate in occupational health and safety, I do that so that I am able to do my job. Do you get what I mean? Yeah. So it's,
Okay, so speak to the audience. A guy does not have money to go to school, but he wants to make it. And a guy is going to school. And he's fortunate to go to school, but he wants to
study what he's doing right now.
Yeah. So speak to that. There's a person who is going to school and who wants to make it. And there's a person who can't afford to go to school, but he wants to make it too. The importance of that formal education, like what we're discussing, and speak to those opportunities as to, can you still make it with or without going to school?
I think the times when school is mandatory have passed. Like, we're not there anymore. We're not there anymore. Although people from back home are still stuck there. That's why majority of the people who are actually chilling in the hood is because they are waiting on money to come through so that they can go study and then, be in the workspace, right? So is it possible to make it even without the traditional system or education? In our times, indeed. Okay. You know how much information is just readily available on YouTube. Let's not even go far. There's so much that I'll expose myself. I bear no qualification in what I do as a corporation or in my personal business. Everything that I know has been through meeting with people who are in the industry, talking to those people, serving under those people. It's been a lot of research. I spend time researching. You get what I mean? And simple thing, Udemy course.
Yeah, 200.
Yes, a Udemy course.
250.
That you buy once and you have forever.
Forever. It's got more information that professor that's talking and talking
Indeed.
and talking, and it's and looking at it right now.
Yeah.
Check out the TikToks and the things of how many of these graduates who have graduated.
Yeah.
Now they owe the institution. They're asking for donations. My guy, like already you are looking that degree your mother or whoever you fought so hard to get. It's not even qualifying you to make money. Yeah, you understand? See, someone who's doing Udemy right now, like you say, with 200 rand, 250. After that, they're going to execute. They're not waiting to get employed. They're going to execute exactly what they learned in that thing, or they're executing it as they are learning that course.
Can I say something too? When you scroll through TikTok and you see BA Pusher saying some stuff like, BA, and you're soft selling, please don't take that for granted. It's the same as Bongani here. You may have, so you have more energy when you speak, I think, but it's the same thing. Both of you are very calm.
I'm not calm.
Yeah, well,
I'm far from calm. I'm far from. I think I'm getting calmer.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm getting there because of my age. You know what I'm saying? I can't be shouting and screaming at me all this time. Yeah, but
don't take that for granted, because the stuff that you're sharing for free on your social media are things that someone is studying somewhere, paying $500,000.
Facts.
And their professor doesn't know those stuff.
Facts.
The stuff that you're saying right now, calmly, just like are things that he was telling me yesterday. I'm going to put you on blast. He was telling me yesterday there's no way he's going to go get a sound qualification and commit 4 years to his time when he knows more than the professor himself. It's not going to happen. And can I? It goes a bit deep. Can I?
How deep, Papa?
Hey, go deeper, Papa.
I'm not going to say go deeper, Papa. How deeper, Papa?
You know what he's doing now?
No.
Because he's saying, I'm not going to commit 4 years to a sound qualification where I know more than the professor.
Yeah.
What he's busy with now is he's creating his own curriculum.
Of course.
Right? And then he's going to get it registered as a national qualification.
Oof.
And then register under that.
Oh, that's smart.
And then help everyone else get qualified too through his up. So he's not going to waste his time. He's going to create his own ladder and then put people on. That's what he's busy with right now.
If it was, how's that process, bro?
Starting stages.
Yeah. But it's hard, man. Red tape.
It's not even,
Nah.
No.
Serious?
No. Look at it this way. So for context on what Benny is saying, I've been trying to apply for RPL. RPL refers to recognition of prior learning.
Okay.
Whereby, in the times that we are now, or outcomes-based assessment, if I am a jazz pianist, I'll make an example with somebody who's very dear to me, Ubab Temba Mkeza, that Benny butchered.
Yo, bro, he butchered everyone's name, bro.
Yeah, but Ubab Kabazela comes from a background of a limited background, a limited educational background. And he had the opportunity to supply his CV. If you know Babu Temba Mkeze, you'll know he's behind works for Miriam Makeba, Mamsbongle Kumalo, Bayede. He's a performing artist himself as a jazz pianist, and he's one of the most influential people in the jazz music industry internationally. Mkize applied for RPL, and instead of him starting with a national certificate, then a diploma, then a degree, then honors, then masters, Mkize was granted an opportunity to go directly into his honors, then his masters. I don't want to say too much about him. I think it's a story he needs to tell for himself. So every sound engineering academy that exists in South Africa that I've approached denies and refuses to allow me to apply for RPL, whereby I can submit a CV, and on basis of that particular CV, they can say to me that, dude, instead of doing the full qualification, this is what we expect of you. Or they can even grant me certification on that. So I got to a point where I was like, you know what, they can keep their qualification. So how the system works is that you have the ability to study material or training material design and development, and then design your own material and get it registered or get it audited and submitted to the South African Qualifications Authority. And it can be a registered qualification in South Africa.
Wow, bro.
Whereby then...
You beat the system.
Not necessarily beating the system, but creating a platform for other people to actually just, be able to study what I also desire to have or to possess. And I'm not saying I don't want to go to school for 4 years, but genuinely I do not have the time to spend 4 years in a classroom.
You're about to hit 40.
Soon, you're right.
That's crazy. Thinking about it, that's why nobody can waste my time.
Bro,
you when you were in your 20s and 30s, you put money first. And then when you're about to hit 40, and it's not even about, don't waste my time. Don't waste, right now, do not, every second for me counts. You understand? Every second for me counts. Do not waste my time. That's why when someone calls me, Benny's he said, I know you're busy, so blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yes. Respect my time.
Indeed.
Nobody from my family to my colleagues to my the business associates that I have to my team, everybody, when Toby calls me, it's fast. It's quickly, blah, 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 blah. Because of that. Because my man, I can fall down now and I've got so much to do. And I think you know that. You probably have so much plans to do. And because Benny wanted to fucking go to Rhythm Lunch. you understand? And drink a bottle. You understand?
Yeah.
Now those 4 hours that you could have done or 6 hours or 12 hours that you wanted to do for that, it's now gone.
It's gone. I agree. And I think I greatly relate to that because I had a conversation with somebody just earlier about the breaking I've had with certain people I had around me. And when I was asked by this person what happened, we didn't quarrel, we just use our times differently. And I'll say this publicly, I stopped drinking about 4 or 5 years ago. And I've been off alcohol and oddly, that crowd doesn't exist.
Doesn't exist
in my circle. It was really just based on that crowd doesn't exist in my circle because I think I think bourgeois was one of the things that, it was one of the glues that held our friendship together.
Which is crazy.
Which is, But I look at it now and what you're saying is right. Time is so precious and we cannot afford to waste time. we need to work while it is still light, because the dark is coming, and the dark is, God forbid, the day that you fall. Right? And when the darkness comes, or when it is finally night and you cannot see or you cannot work the soil, then excuse me, but you're screwed.
Benny, last one?
It seems to me that, Benny, go to Rim Lounge. BA is talking about another Benny, it's not me. And definitely also, not. Don't take it as arrogance when BA says, I'm busy, talk fast. Or when Bongani says, time is ticking. It's not arrogance.
No.
I hope
it's confidence.
Whether you do understand, I hope, if not, I hope one day you do get to that point. How important is, it seems to me that you're saying education is or not important. You're putting some emphasis on education and some not. How important is, because BA is even saying it, how important is you as a person and your drive and your, like what you were saying about people are implementing, and education can't teach implementation. So how important is you as a person? Back to the blueprint you're giving people watching to say you're a consultant, you're a businessman, and you do all these things and you make all this money. How important is you as the person who does the stuff? Because like you're saying, education is not what produced your outcomes. And education is not what produced your outcomes, BA. How important is you as an individual towards that? And what type of person do you need to be to become all those things that you need to become?
Oh, man. Very importantly, in my personal opinion, in fact, before the year ends, I would have finished my book about these 5 things I'm about to talk about. Sure. But I think, which in my personal opinion are the 5 most essential things to get to order as an individual or for yourself. It is important, firstly, as an individual to be in one, good state of health. Secondly, relationship. Education is one of them. However, not necessarily the traditional means of education. When I write about this, I don't mean going to school. No. What I mean is informing yourself either on current affairs. By current affairs, I don't mean watching the news, because there's so much misinformation, but that's a controversial conversation. But when I talk about education, I mean informing yourself on what is current in the given times. Know about AI. We were talking about this earlier on. Know about systems and how systems work. I would not be able to apply for RPL if I didn't know about RPL. There's so many people who are experienced with certain things, but because of a lack of knowledge, they don't know how to move or how to maneuver. So I said health, education, relationship. Did I mention relationship? Being around the necessary people who will help you to get to your vision, or peers, but also then belief. Belief is essential. You need to be grounded in a way. You need to have abakholwayo kuleyo nkolo, you uba nomsamo wakho, right? So belief is essential, but also the most essential one is wealth. Money.
Tango means thank you. V. Yes.
Did I answer your question?
Yo. Before siya pa kayong directed ko ena. B. No, you answered. That's why he's quiet.
I don't think I did.
No, you did. You did. No. You'll talk about it in the car. It's gonna go deeper. That's the thing. I'm trying to. Our hours out. Our producer's about to.
I do.
You know what I'm saying? Thank you so much, bro. Thank you so much. I think we'll also have you again.
I would really.
I love you. I love your sweater, bro. Like, I love your sweater.
Man,
it looks it looks so. It's like all the legendary legends. I think. Can you recognize everyone there, Benny?
I've seen this before.
Okay. Who's in the middle?
Memorize it. Who's in the middle?
That's Ben Sharper.
He passed away.
Oh, everyone passed
away. This is done by shout outs to Landmark. I don't know if you know the rapper Landmark from Last Days Fam. Landmark sells these, man.
And I was screw listening to Ned. I wasn't doing budget. I was like, like this. You're gonna going down, baby. That's it in the beginning. Yeah, that's what. Thank you so much for having us.
Really do appreciate
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank
you for coming.
Thank you.
Benny, any last words?
Yeah, man. Again, I would just want to say the confidence that is spoken, the point of confidence that is spoken from here, don't take it as arrogant because it flies over your head. There's so many things that are being said for free that you should be able to absorb, and it takes humility to do that. So listen, don't take it as arrogance, and let's blueprint. You can do it too.
Handles in the bio, last words in the camera, sir. Anyone that's watching this?
Very importantly, I think, and I believe, I do not think, I believe that any and everybody, regardless where you are from and how your upbringing was and how you grew up, because we tend to use these as crutches or excuses as to why we do not win. But regardless of the background, regardless of what you're going through, everybody is truly destined for greatness. And if you think you're going through the worst, share a meal with a stranger and a conversation, then you'll understand how fortunate you are, because people have it real out there. And furthermore, like you'll actually realize that you're not necessarily served the worst plate, but you can pull through. You can have a better outcome. It's not how you start, but it's always how you finish.
Bongani?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We are.